Yo, guys. I thought I'd make a little introductory guide to TV Station for all my friends who are interested in playing the map. I know it can be pretty intimidating when you look at it. There's a lot of angles to watch. You don't know where to be looking. You don't know what to do off spawn. And I thought I would just break this map down a little bit so you can kind of get an idea of where people are going to be playing, the strong positions, and what to do in certain situations. All right, so let's talk about what I believe are the most powerful positions on the map. There's three main areas, and depending upon where you spawn, you're going to want to play these positions, and you're going to play it. This is just how I would play the positions. Okay, so I've marked the three strongest positions I think are the most powerful on this map. They're the ones you're really going to need to be aware of in order to, well, in my opinion, stay alive. So the first one is this pink area, which is number one. I think it's the strongest offensive position in the game. A team that can really hold down this area is just going to hold down like 70% of the map. We have this whole area over here, which you can use in order to hold down this side of the map. So if you're holding down this side of the map, the people that are coming from over here have to attack you through this number 2 spot, through the recording studio, the stairs, and potentially library. If one of your teammates is playing over here, you can sound whore this location, so they probably won't be able to press you like that. And you'll probably end up seeing the enemy far before they can see you. Even if they look down this way, by the time they have their crosshair placement there and you're playing active defense and you're like peeking and then you back off and then you re-peek and you try to get that peeker's advantage over and over, they probably won't be able to see you and you'll get a shot off and potentially kill them. You'll be in an advantageous situation and there's not much they can do about it. It's a really oppressive position for that side of the map. So we're talking about this red area here is an oppressive position for this side of the map. Finding cover over here and looking down this way continuously without exposing yourself from over here will lead you to pressure this side of the map and take control. The other spot is over here. Now, when you have people playing over here, they're able to pressure the other side of the map. And you kind of need one person playing over here too in order to stop this push here. This is also something you need to look out for. So if you have a teammate over here, they have this long angle down to general offices. It's very oppressive. The people that are in this area, they, as you can see, the third position is split up because of this. There's just not very many good peaks that you can pull off going this way because of the strong oppressive angle. So this. That's why those positions are strong in my opinion. The only vulnerability is going to probably come from here if they're either going down this hallway or they are coming through director's office. But if you're playing properly, you should be able to, at this number 1 position, sound whore the people that are over here. So no matter what, these people, if they decide to go through here and into director's office and you play the number 1 position, they can't get out. They're pretty much trapped. This person here can contest this escape here. This person over here can contest this person over here as well. We haven't even talked about the middle. So this spot right here is really good for challenging this stairway and this stairway as well. But it's mostly for taking control of this middle area. So at this spot we're talking about, you can shoot the people at the number 2 position and the number 3 position as well as control the middle area. So if you want, you can have one of your teammates go down in there, loot all the shit, and if they decide to fight him, well, they're risking, basically. It's just not advantageous for them. And yeah, that's why I believe that this right here is the best position on this map. Now, we'll talk about position number 2. Position number 2 is like a defensive position. It's actually the opposite of this number 1 position. The reason I believe that number 2 is the best defensive position is it's like almost impossible to push this area without some kind of risk. The only way to attack the number 2 position is to go through here, this hallway, through the recording studio, or on the first floor, go through the stairwell, and hit them from the back. This is a fucking pain in the ass, okay? So let's talk about going through this way. So first, you're going to be looking this way, then you're going to be looking that way towards this area, and then you're finally going to be looking down this way. So let's say that you decide to go through this way. There's a dude here. Oh, you're fighting and challenging him? Well, then this dude who's close is just going to fuck you up. You're going to die for pushing that position. So if you go through recording studio, you're going to look down this way. It's actually a little bit better, but then you kind of trapped yourself in a box. So that same dude that I was talking about, that was like right here and right here. Well, now you're fighting this dude here, and then this dude gets to come around over here, and now you're trapped in that recording studio. So if they start nade bombing you, it's a fucking wrap, especially if they know how to pull it off. It's almost not worth pushing. And the last spot I was talking about is this loading area. Okay, if you decide to go through the stairs and a person is playing in this area over here, which they're 100% going to be playing there because there's going to be one dude contesting middle from that position from right over there. They're going to see you. Oops. They're going to see you through this opening. And then once you're in that stairwell, you're fucked, because the only way to get out of there is through that doorway that you just entered and the one up the stairs. So it's really just not worth it to push the number 2 position, to be honest. It's such a pain in the ass. Most of the time, I would just avoid it, and honestly, I would just wait to make a pick. So the people that play the number 2 position, they're going to play this area that I was talking about and try to contest middle. You just always are going to want to be on the lookout for when they're playing there. So it's this little opening that's right here and this room. Whenever you decide to go into the middle area, let's say from the bottom floor this way, or you're going through the top side this way, or you decide to go through number 3, you're always going to be wanting to look at these 2 spots, because there's most likely always going to be somebody holding from that side and in those 2 areas. Okay, and let's talk about the 3rd position. Now, the 3rd position is kind of split up because, well, it's like you kind of need 2 people in order to hold it down in 2 different areas. I would say that the 3rd position is just really good for covering the extracts. All the extracts are on the left side of the map, like bottom, left, and then right here, the elevator. This is just really good for trying to get the people that are trying to escape. If you wanted a rat, this is the ratting spot, in my opinion. It's really annoying to try to push, because the only way to push is through these hallways. The bottom floor, so the warehouse, and then And when there are people there, you contest the middle area, but you kind of don't get to loot the rest of the map. But yeah, so this position is strong because of the middle contention, the difficulty it makes to extract safely, but you need a dude in this spot here in order to not get flanked from this spot that I was talking about. All right, and those are the 3 spots that I think that you should be looking out for when you want to play TV Station, in my opinion, and for those reasons. Now, let's talk about the spawns and what I think the best option is for each spawn. Let's talk about the worst spawns, in my opinion, and that's going to be anything on the left side of the map. So, if you spawn on the left side of the map, if you see, most of the safes are in the middle and on the right side of the map. The only 2 you really get are the ones in general offices, if you decide to go up the stairs. And there's actually one over here in kitchen on Forbidden. There's also a safe over here on Forbidden as well, in this hallway. And yeah, I mean, I just don't like spawning on this side of the map. Obviously, for those power position reasons. And also, if you look at it loot-wise, not a real big fan. Oh, I forgot about the infirmary, too. It's really hard to break out of this position, too, if people decide to hold you there. So, let's talk about this spot first. Actually, I think the game plan is pretty much the same for all of these spots. The game plan is to try to go this way in an attempt to get through this loading area, up the warehouse, and trying to get to position number 3. That's the game plan for all of these spawns on the left side of the map. I would say that's the number 1 game plan. If you decide that you're like, I don't really want to do that, I would suggest instead focusing on going up these stairs over here on the first floor to directors, or like trying to get up through the library. So another play I like to make is actually to just go this way through lobby and hit those areas. So you can go down this hallway too. Most of the time when people spawn on this side of the map, they're just going to run up the stairs. Like, you know, they're going to run up the stairs and try to get to that number 1 position first, or they're just going to try to get to the director's office. This route isn't as dangerous as you think it is. Now, of course, they could contest and try to fight this way, but when we're looking at the loot, and from what I was saying, there's not really any point in going into the left side of the map. I mean, even with this kitchen forbidden safe, I mean, if they decide to fight this way, I just don't think that they're gaining anything for the effort. So why do I say not go to the stairs? You know, stairs is a pretty powerful position, right? I just don't think it's worth the risk, to be honest. So let's say I spawned one of these 2 spawns, and I'm like, well, I can easily get up the stairs here. Well, this team, who most likely is going to do what I said, is going to come up this loading area and play position number 3. These teams that spawned over here on this side are most likely going to go up to directors or through library and play this position on number 1. So if you decide to go up these stairs, it's going to be, you're going to get fucking pinched by number 1 and number 3. Even if they weren't playing the position, you have to think that they probably could be. So you're going to have to look over here. You're going to have to step out, make yourself vulnerable to this cross. So, and look both ways and see if there's somebody.
Doors open.
I'm dead.
Oh.
It also only takes one nade for your whole team to go down. I just don't recommend it unless, like, you're very early and, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't recommend going up those stairs. I don't think it's a good idea. Another option is to actually go through this middle area. I do have fine success going through this middle area. Now, when you're going through this middle area here, this doorway, you're going to want to be looking at that position in number 2. Number 1, this spot in the middle also is going to have some shots on you, but by the time you push this like this and through, probably nobody's going to be at this number 1 spot. Probably. So when you go through here, make sure to look up here for the people that are contesting mid from that spot. And then you can easily go up to the number 3 position. I wouldn't recommend going this way because try to get to the number 1 position, if they're above you and they hear you coming, you're just kind of fucked. So you're very vulnerable in that position as well. You just kind of have to feel it out and determine what you're going to do. Use a lot of the noise cues to try to find people's positions. Do yourself a favor. Don't go down this way. There's so many times that when I spawned over here and tried to fight this way, some dude is standing behind the statue or they're lurking in lobby, and they'll just gun you down and see you way before you can do anything, especially with the new leaning changes. So let's reiterate one more time. If I spawned over here, most likely the number 1 game plan is to go into this warehouse area, up the stairs, play general offices, go to number 3. Don't go this way. You can't get up those stairs, and the people playing number 2 are going to contest you. That's just a mistake in my opinion. If you went down through the middle, same thing. The number 2 game plan is to cut through this area to this side of the map, try to get up these stairs in order to play that number 1 spot. You're 100% going to fight a team, either the team that is in director's office here, or you're going to fight the team that's already in the number 1 position. So that being said, I don't recommend, don't go up these stairs. You'll get crossed, most likely. It's not worth pushing. Be careful of going down this way because the number 1 team can look at you through this little gap. And be careful when you're going through here because if they have some dude here in this area, they can fight you as well. And then the third and final option would be to cut through this middle area and try to go up, play the 3rd position. And then when you go through that middle area, you need to cover this section and this section. Just be wary of those places on the 2nd floor. Okay, those are by far the worst spawns in my opinion. This spawn, the game plan is to try to contest the people that are coming towards you. So let's say you spawned at the bunker area. First thing you're going to need to do is probably painkiller up because if you hear some team in this stairwell, they're going to come fight you. And then I would come through here and I would try to contest these other teams that are over on this side. Yeah, honestly, that's what I would do. What you can also do is you can go through this warehouse area. I just don't think you're going to have a good time because this team over here, if they decide to push this way, you're kind of just trapped in this hallway and it's very difficult to attack. So usually when I spawn there, I of course like to look to go up the stairs. If I hear that the stairs team here, if they decide not to fight me and they decide to hold this number 2 spot, it's very difficult to push them. So I would not recommend going up the stairs if they do that. Hopefully they try to fight you and you can trade with them. But if not, I wanted to talk about another thing. So if they also go up the stairs, A good way to contest them is to be up on this bunker and shoot through this window over here. So if you're up top here, you can shoot through and contest them on that doorway. They're probably going to end up closing it, and then that's that. They won't challenge you most likely. So this spawn is kind of ass, but it's not as ass as these ones down here. Really just try to run through, break out of there as soon as possible. Either that way, or if you're going to try, go down here. Yeah, otherwise you're going to be trapped in this room. And that really fucking sucks. I would break through this way. And then I would end up going up these stairs most likely. So I'd be over here. And I would try to fight the number 2 team immediately. Before they can hold up and rat up and like get those positions I was talking about. They're most likely going to be challenging mid or whatever. Or like looking down this way. So they'll be like distracted trying to set up for that position. If you can get through there, you can maybe pull a flank off or something. But yeah, this spawn also sucks. All of these left side spawns kind of suck. Except for this one. This one's actually pretty good. So the loading area, if you spawn in these stairs, just hold it down. Like go to the number 2 spot, cut off the people in bunker, cut off the people that spawn over here in this top right corner, and make sure you are applying some kind of pressure this way in order for your team to break out and loot the map. Watch these stairs and always be wary of this area that I was talking about when I was talking about the number 1 position. Even up here on these boxes and stuff, you're going to want to scan, make sure you clear those areas, and then push on through. That spawn is really easy. So let's talk about these ones up in the right. If you spawn down here in this like studio area, I would just make a break for these stairs right here. So going up to recording stairs, that's probably going to be the number 1 game plan. What you could do is you could come this way and contest and try to fight these teams. But you're not really gaining much for doing that, to be honest. Wiping out a team is great, but you can get this position. I guess if you spawned here, you can come through this way, try to like cut them off. But if they're already up here, then they're going to have advantage on you. So usually what I end up doing is if I spawn over here, I will go up these stairs and take the number 2 spot. Me personally, I like to just clear them out. Make sure that the people on this side of the map can't use that spot against me. I hate it when they do. And then I would fight my way towards number 1 and try to take more control of the map. That's it for that. And then if you spawned in this lobby area or down in this back area, I've actually never seen this spawn. I don't know what's up with that. So if you spawn in these spawns, your game plan is to gonna go up these stairs that are right here, or go up library stairs and try to hold the number 1 position. You don't have to worry if you hold that area, like all of this, and you go up to the number 1 position. You really don't have to worry about anybody coming and looting directors for free. Okay? If somebody were to take these stairs behind you, you can easily contest them and hear them. They can't go up this library area without being vulnerable in this whole area. So you can hear them coming. So you don't really even need to really worry about this portion of the map. Now, what you do need to be worried about is trying to hold down this corridor, of course, the elevate corridor, and these stairs, and also this way. So those are the positions you want to be contesting. If you spawn on that side of the map, I would just have my team set up, have one dude go in there and loot, get whatever, and then we actually try to make a play for the middle. Yeah, man, now that I'm thinking about it, that's pretty much it. That's the game plan for all of these spawns. So, the number 1 spot, it's the best offensive spot in the game. If you have your team set up there and they're looking at these key points on the map, they're playing these positions here, over here. I'll just leave it at that. If they're playing these key positions, they lock down a lot of these areas on the map. This way, you can sound horn C, constantly be looking back. You shut this down over here. They're trapped in there. They can't really do much. The number 2 spot is the best defensive spot in the game. It's a real pain in the ass when somebody holds up in there. So I would take this spot as fast as possible just so that you can push out on the map without fear that there's going to be a team ratting there at the end of the game, especially when you go to take the middle area here. But if you are in the number 2 spot, then you're going to use this section here to apply a lot of pressure this way on the map. You can have angles into the number 3, and if anybody decides to peek and play up on this corner of number 1, then you have that. If anyone decides to push you, then you set up the defense where you have one person play close, and then have your other person play the angle. They decide to push you from behind in the stairwell. You don't have to let them get in there, but if they do get in there, they're fucking trapped. Don't worry about it. Like, just keep playing active defense. Look, then back off. Then look, see when they try to get out. Or you could just hold static defense and just, you're just looking there. Have a dude look that way the entire time. And then number 3 is best for stopping extracts. And you get a little bit of pressure on the middle of the map by playing this area here. This little area. You look over here on these spots on the map, and you have access to pushing down into the middle. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful a little bit. Let me know what you think. If there's any questions you have, let me know. And yeah, I'll catch you later. Peace.